NCIS Origins Season 1, Episode 12 Touchstones, is a very moving episode of a program that understands very well how to tug on viewers' metaphorical heartstrings, even when the hour isn't focused on one of the primary protagonists we've been following thus far. One would imagine that an episode including Gibbs, but not centered on Gibbs, would not be as interesting. And yet NCIS Origins manages to create an episode about Kowalski an hour that seems like anything but a filler. The Franks episode from last week experienced the same situation. Even while Franks is undoubtedly a more significant character than Kowalski, NCIS Origins' ability to skillfully captivate viewers with each of its characters suggests that any narrative they choose to portray outside of Gibbs will be successful. As I've mentioned previously, we came here for Gibbs, but this ensemble is the main reason we're staying and becoming enthusiastic about it. It seems very clear that a show is strong if it can produce an episode where the emotional beats are focused on two recurring characters that we haven't really seen all that much of. However, it should come as no surprise that I believe that, as I have stated previously regarding NCIS Origins, it's still important to note in light of what we discovered in Touchstones, Episode 12 of Season 1 of NCIS Origins, and what it means for the future of the program. Characters we like are introduced in the first season, and on a program like this one, which is a precursor to Gibbs' tale, it was always crucial that we cared about someone outside Gibbs. I never would have thought that in just 12 episodes, the program would make us care about characters like Kowalski and Herm who don't get as much attention as the team that deals with Gibbs on a daily basis while investigating crimes. The reason this episode works is that Kowalski and Herm's conversation feels genuine, not just believable. Sometimes the people we least expect are the ones who give us hope, and perhaps even save us. We might even be able to save them if we're lucky. Ironically, this also applies to Alala who, despite her best efforts to keep Gibbs at bay, ends up confiding in him in this episode. Even though she followed his advice and phoned her ex-boyfriend Eddie back, she is unable to maintain the delicate balance. Since Lala committed a mistake and Gibbs would forgive her for it, Eddie is likely to do the same. She should give it a go even if she regrets it and misses him. But it's considerably more complex for Lala. She hasn't come close to dealing with other reasons why she made that mistake in the first place, so jumping back into that relationship would only mean pain. Additionally, this episode makes it apparent that she is still working on trusting Gibbs, even if she stated in previous episodes that she would strive to do so. She isn't there yet. However, the fact that she informs Gibbs that they probably shouldn't come in early on the same days feels like more than simply Lala and the burden of what Gibbs concealed from her. It feels like Lala guarding herself from getting too deep, from caring too much. And it also feels like a foolish attempt to discourage Gibbs from doing the same. This is a procedural, so we know how that's going to go, but even if it weren't, in life, there's nothing more enticing than what's banned, or what someone doesn't want you to do. Worth taking into account.